This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only, and it is not meant for substitution or replacement of professional medical or health advice. This podcast may contain explicit language, taboo topic, controversial ideas, and triggering points of view. So we invite you to respect what is being shared, even if you don't agree. If you resonate with anything that's being shared in today's show, please feel free to apply it into your own life. If not, we invite you to let it go. Welcome to the Mastering Life, Relationship and Intimacy podcast with Lucia Gabriela, a sacred space which means it's free of judgment, where we come together to learn and explore how to awaken, unleash, and unlock our inner master self. These podcasts feature experts in topics of life, relationship, and intimacy. In life, we will explore topics on health, wellness, nutrition, fitness, yoga, and spirituality. In relationship, we will explore topics on self-love, being single, dating, online dating, romantic partnership, marriage, uncoupling, divorce, parenting, polyamory, family and work relationship, and money. In intimacy, we will explore topics on tantra, sacred sexuality, eros, conscious adult entertainment, kink, and BDSM. I am your host, Lucia Gabriela, a relationship and intimacy coach, integrative somatic therapist, tantra facilitator, a speaker, co-author, and founder at Nuna Holistic Retreat Center in Sarasota, Florida, where we offer integrated therapies for individuals and couples to awaken, reignite, and embrace their true power. To learn more about any of my transformational coaching and somatic experiences, immersion weekends, and couples retreat, go to www.luciagabriela.com. And today's conversation is about how to take your dating life on your own hand with Renée Suzanne. Renée is a coach for smart, successful women who want to find love. She helps women go from heartbroken to happily married. She believes that true love is possible for anyone who is willing to create the condition in their lives for it to flourish. Welcome, Renée, to our show. I appreciate you having you here today.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I am so excited.
We're going to be diving deeper into the conversation of how to take your dating life on your own hand, which is really empowering topic. But I would like to learn more from you, especially for our viewers and our listeners. How did you start really helping women in their love life? What brought you here to be the expert in this conversation?
Well, I'm a mom at the age of 28 with 4 small children when their father passed away, and it was lonesome and hard, and it was just brutal trying to figure out how to date out there all by myself with the kids and the job and the dog and all of those things going on. And that was it was a while ago now, but online dating was just starting to be a thing. And of course I was pressed for time and just tried so many things. I tried going to singles events. I tried a matchmaker, all these things that I had just tried over the years, and being single and going out, trying to date, and it was just so confusing. I read the rules. I read every self-help book you could imagine. I feel like I pretty much got a PhD in dating by the time, over a decade of this single lifestyle and dating and trying to meet someone special. So I pretty much, if it didn't happen to me, it happened to one of my friends. So I have seen it all and experienced most of it firsthand. And I finally realized after several years that there are things that you can do besides just wait and hope, because believe me, I lit candles and had vision boards and, put rose petals and, all of that, like everything. If it could be done, I tried it. And so it's great to have an intention, and it's great to ask the universe for things, and it's great to be patient and hope that maybe it's the right time or the right person, or it'll happen if you would. I used to hear all the time, well, it'll happen when you least expect it. And over 15 freaking years, believe me, I went through everything. And when I finally realized that there were things I could do, actually do, to sort of help this along instead of waiting for it to happen, I learned how to date more effectively. And I was able to become the kind of person that the kind of men that I wanted to be with would be interested in dating. And my message is a message of hope. You do not have to wait for fate to smile on you or for magic fairy dust, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you if you have been single for a long time and you would like to meet someone. There is hope. There are ways that you can learn how to do this to maximize your chances of meeting someone. And once I realized that, it was so empowering because I realized that I could change this situation. There were things that I could do instead of just waiting and wishing and hoping. So that is why I'm here. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I was alone for so long and very frustrated and just wondering what on earth to do and what was wrong with me. And it turned out nothing was wrong with me. I just needed to learn some new skills, which I did. And I am now happily married, and I love helping women do this. It's my passion.
Love it. Thank you. Yeah, the conversation about dating is so yummy and delicious lately because, I'm like myself, I'm like in these dating platforms and exploring. And one of the things that many people, even women, who are, in the platform looking for a partner or a romantic partner or whatever purpose is, they don't, it seems like we don't understand when we're single moms that our dynamic is totally different when it comes to dating. Especially men or those who desire to date as single moms. It seems like it's not a click yet. That we're kind of like different species, so to speak. It's not the same. Single moms are very busy, very focused, very oriented with the kid. At the same time, especially if you work or you own a business, it's totally different conversation. You cannot date a single mom as you will date somebody who doesn't have kids. So I love the perspective that you bring into it, because many people don't realize, and sometimes they just go on date and they just don't have it in the head that, the extra, not the extra effort, but the extra thing that you really have to be cautious and aware of. And also, I wouldn't say humble, but, just conscious and like caring for it. Like when you go out and date single women who are moms. But I love that. So let's go dive deeper into how to take your dating life on your own hands. You already mentioned about this empowering conversation of stepping a belief on that, the magic is going to happen. Because I'm one of those person too that where I work with rituals, with roses, with flowers, with intention, which is perfect. It's wonderful. It's great. It's great to have an intention. Without intention, the energy is going to be scattered. It's going to go all over the place. It's really great to have an intention. And I feel like at the same time, like you were mentioning, we don't click the idea that once you put an intention, there's an action to be taken too.
Yes.
So it's not all about putting intentions out there, because you're never going to be like, okay, here's intention. Here are the possibilities available. So now it's in your power to take action.
Yes. And I think women especially men are used to taking action. Men are generally more willing to take action in this area. And I know my husband and I have had such interesting conversations about the differences between what men and women are expecting out there in the dating world. But some women are just, and I know I was one of them, like just absolutely heartbroken and traumatized that whenever I went out, guys didn't just come up to me and sweep me off my feet. And I thought, it should just happen. And maybe it was because I wasn't pretty enough or smart enough or nice enough, because this thing wasn't happening for me. And I think guys are a little better about understanding that they need to take action if they want to meet someone and have a relationship. They know that they're going to need to do something about it versus a lot of women who just hope that they will just meet someone wonderful. So when I finally was able to realize that nothing was wrong with taking action, and I learned to date differently. I learned to take more responsibility for the results I wanted to create, and I put myself out into the world in a different way. And I would sometimes be, a little more proactive, such as talking to people when I was out in public and putting my phone down and making eye contact with the guy at Starbucks, or just being more friendly and open when I was out and about. And also going online, filling out that online dating profile and getting on the apps and doing speed dating, because all of those things of putting yourself out in the world will generate a better result than just hoping that you meet someone.
Yeah. And the only thing that is important to address for our viewers and our listeners is that, we set an intention, we take action, and also I always kind of relate relationship with the aspect of business, right? Like there's a follow-up. So
yes,
there's always a follow-up. And like, what is the follow-up that you continue to do? Like, it is working, it's not working. And what I love what you said is you take responsibility for the result. I love that, because many times we go out there dating, or it doesn't matter just dating, but anything in our life. We set an intention, we wish, we do all these magical purpose, intention, vision boards, and we don't take action, and then we don't take responsibility for the result. We want to blame it to the universe, we want to blame to somebody else, we want to blame to the online platform.
Right.
We don't take responsibility. So I really love that you mentioned that. Taking responsibility. Set an intention, take action, and be responsible for the result.
Yeah. And you know what? If you get a result that you don't like, then just go out and create a different one. Mm-hmm. You don't have to just sit there with that one, So if you go out and you don't meet anyone that you want to date, then you could take it home and tweak it. And I do love setting an intention, and that's great, but back it up with that action, and then be persistent, because persistence, and there are a lot of parallels between business and love. There really are, because and that's something that I learned from starting my own business, is like persistence beats just about everything out there. It beats luck, it beats look, it beats just getting the right break. Persistence is the name of the game, and just about anything in life. And we tend to, in the area of love, we tend to want it to be magical and to just fall into our laps. And love is magical. It's a magical, beautiful thing. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with putting some effort into finding someone to share your life with. And if you are not meeting the right people online, if you're not meeting the right people out and about, taking responsibility for what is happening and looking at what you could do differently goes a long, long, long way. And just to have that persistence of heart to say, all right, well, what can I do differently? What can I try that I haven't tried yet? What can I tweak in my profile? Get someone to look at your profile. If you're meeting people that aren't your cup of tea, or that are ghosting on you, if things are happening, the results are not matching what you want, look at the results you're getting and say, what can I try? What can I do differently? How can I learn from this and move on? Because you don't have to stay with a result that you don't like.
I love the aspect of persistent. And I always feel like when we are persistent, right? It is that momentum energy that keeps on fire. And it's that momentum energy, and where intention is, energy flows. So if you have an intention and you have a purpose, and the energy is in that momentum, it's gonna get there, right? So that persistence is like being on charge to keep running the car, like driving the car, 100 miles an hour or 20 miles an hour, however you choose. But it's that momentum that actually is gonna get you to where you desire to get. So I love the persistent aspect of it. So to just recap right here for everyone. So we're talking about how to take your dating life on your own hands. And to make it practical, we're already sharing that it's important to set an intention, but to follow up with an action on your dating life. And also you can, apply this to your relationship. And then take responsibility for the result. And be persistent with it. Help yourself to be in that momentum. Which is with purpose. And review the results that you're getting. And if you don't like what you're seeing, tweak it, change it. So, Renee, what would be one of the biggest mistakes that people do when it comes to addressing the results that they don't like, they just don't know how to? What would be the biggest mistake that you see is common for everyone, and what to do about it?
Well, a lot of times I hear people getting discouraged with online dating and give up, and they say there's nobody good online, there's no good people online, everybody just ghosts, or they have a result that they don't like and they just walk away from it, or they give up, rather than being persistent and looking at how they could change their actions to create a different result. So, and I went online many, many times. As I mentioned, I was single for quite a while, and so there were times that I did feel quite discouraged. And a lot of people just say, "Well, I'm taking a break. I can't do it anymore." And there's nothing wrong with taking a short break, but if you are serious about finding love, you need to stay in the game. And if you're not meeting the kinds of people that you want to meet, it's time to figure out why and what you can do about it, and just stay in the game. And if you need support, get it. Work with a coach, read a book, ask for feedback from people who can help you see where you might be getting these results that you don't want. Mm-hmm. Instead of just giving up, instead of just saying there's no good people online, Tinder's just for hookups, speed dating sucks, men suck, women suck, everything sucks, I'm just going to stay home. Instead of saying, what can I do? Be curious. What can I do? Is there something in my profile that's giving people the impression that, whatever. Does my profile sound like everyone else's on Match.com? Look at what you can do. There's always something you can do.
Yeah, and so bringing this into the aspect of personal growth and doing your inner work, I am a strong believer and advocate for everyone who is looking for love, or it doesn't matter what kind of relationship. We have to do inner work. It's not going to come, nothing will come to us if we don't do the change here within ourselves first. As a relationship coach myself, the greatest core work I actually put my clients into in the journey of is like being the greatest relationship with themselves first. Get that core really addressed where they have like an amazing internal communication with themselves. They realize the inner conflict. They get to know the shadow, the archetype, who is on charge, who is not, what are the belief system, and get these, you, right here in this body, in the greatest relationship that you can be with. And then you're going to see that everything else open up outside of you because you're doing your inner work. And you cannot go into a relationship asking for somebody to be someone when you are not actually being your true essence and, following your path, whatever that is. So definitely, from what I think I'm hearing from you is actually inviting people to get into that path of transformation within themselves. Because when we're talking about, I'm going deeper within myself, because when we're talking about helping people to change their profile and tweaking here, tweaking there, checking the result, when you don't like the result that you're seeing, there got to be something that had to be addressed. That could be a mindset. That could be a trauma from the past. That could be a baggage that you bring in from past relationship. It is something that you always bring into the conversation. So you address that, and the way to address it is through inner work. If you're not getting the work done, you're not going to get a result. So that's why, it is important that people comes and kind of like get mentors and coaches, counselor, therapist, receive the help that you need to transform and to change and to evolve into the person that you truly are. What else do you have to say on what I just covered?
Yeah, I love that. I love that because it is all about your inner work. And spoiler alert, when you do find this person, you're still going to have things that come up. Dating is just the warm-up. Honestly, dating is the warm-up, and the things that you learn about yourself when you're dating, when you're doing that inner work, are preparing you to be in this relationship. It's kind of like when you go to school and you have to learn to count before you can learn to do arithmetic or algebra or calculus. You got it. This is a foundation. So when you're doing the inner work to prepare yourself to get out there and have a relationship, the things that you are learning now, you will bring those into your relationship, and you'll still have things that you need to learn. But if you don't do this stuff, you're not even going to be able to sustain a relationship. This will build your relationship skills, because life doesn't ask of us the same. An intimate relationship, an intimate one-on-one relationship between two people is a very different relationship than most of us have with others, such as our coworkers or our friends or even our family. I mean, you're going to have to live with this person probably and wake up next to them every morning and eat dinner with them every night. Like, that takes some relationship skills. You may be a great friend or a wonderful daughter or son or whatever you are, and I'm sure you're wonderful because we all are, but an intimate relationship will demand different things of you. And honestly, dating is like the warm-up for that. And I realized that in earnest when I got married, and it wasn't like end of the rainbow, and it's wonderful. I have a wonderful relationship with my husband, but it does take some relationship skills to live with somebody every day, to be married, to negotiate the things that happen. And dating is a fantastic environment in which to learn those skills.
Yeah, so dating is the warm-up territory.
It kind of is. Yeah, it really is. You're learning those things. So be willing to learn them. Be willing to invest in yourself and learn these things, because they are so good for you to learn, and you do need to learn them before you go having a relationship with someone. These skills need to be built.
Yes, it's really important. I love one of the Tony Robbins phrases when it talks about relationship, that actually relationship amplifies who you are. it's the same thing like money, amplifies who you are in your deepest core. So, and it also help you to become the greater version of yourself, because it's easy to go to an island and put yourself in meditation in front of a wall and meditate for like 10 years, trying to find your ego and your shadow when actually they're dormant because there's no interaction with other people. And beside, versus going to be in a relationship with another individual who have their own stuff, that they bring their own mindset, their own belief, their own energies, their own perspective, their own traumas and triggers and things like that, and how to really learn to navigate. It's really, I find it delicious and very exciting, because like, oh my gosh, how did I do this? Or how can I improve? And it always can tell you, like, the more you are in relationship with yourself, you create greater relationship with others outside of you. And when conflict comes to the surface, right, because something's going to arise, like Renee mentioned, something always is going to arise. And the beauty of mastering, that's why we call this whole podcast and everything, the mastering of life, relationships, and intimacy, because I believe that we all are a master within. Like, we have the master within ourselves, and we don't give ourselves permission to awaken that master or to bring that master into our life and navigate the whole shebang thing. And we let all the parts of ourselves that are confused and distorted, but the master within had to come into the surface and actually lead our life, right? So we all have these masters, and it's so beautiful that when conflict comes to the surface, and the more you have done your inner work, the more you have been able to relate better with others, conflict that maybe have taken you years in the past, like maybe years to process or to go through or to heal, and then to maybe a couple months or maybe a couple of days, when you're in a great relationship now, you are like, the conflict shows up, and maybe in less than 30 minutes or even an hour, the conflict is already solved. That's how you can tell and measure how much work you have been doing within yourself, and the mastery of relating, put it this way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. So before we wrap it up in our conversation, I really feel like it's a really amazing conversation, and we have so much to discover here. But we can always create more shows on that with Renee. Before we let you go, what would be one practical tool that everyone who is out there, online dating or dating, it doesn't matter what kind of dating platform they're using, what would be one practical tool that they can tap into it so it can help them to be persistent and don't give up?
I would say, yes, stay out there, stay in the game, and do not take anything personally. That is honestly the number one tool. If I had to pick one, don't take anything personally. You are out there looking for love. You are just fine. You will stay in the game, and you will not take anything personally and learn everything you can.
I love it. Don't take anything personal. And I love it. And many times people, when they think about tools, they want something complex. And something that I love to share with the audience is a tool many times is a mindset, is a question, is a belief, it's a new core belief that we can, embody and that help us to create change in our lives. So this new tool for today is, do not take anything personally in your dating life, when you go dating, or even in your whole life itself. It's a mindset that we must tap into it. Okay, so you're giving up today, you're like, oh my God, online dating sucks, I don't want to do it anymore, it's just a waste of time, waste of money, and all that stuff. Write it down today. Do not take personally, and do not give up. Don't take it personally.
Don't give up. What can I learn? What can I learn?
What can I learn? So ask yourself a question. What can I learn? Do not take personally, and what can I learn today? Awesome. Yes, we learned a lot today from you today, Renee. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you. I learned from you. This was a fantastic conversation. Thank you.
Yes, we love to incorporate multiple wise insight and perspective so everybody get the juicy aspect of this podcast.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Renee. So where can our audience find you if they're interested to learn more from you?
Go to ReneeSuzanneCoaching.com. I have a free audio course called 5 Steps to Finding the Love of Your Life. And that is absolutely free to everyone who goes to my website. And I also have a YouTube channel with, like 150 plus videos that I've created on all kinds of dating topics.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Renee. Have a fantastic, incredible day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you next episode. Thank you for joining us on today's show. And if you have enjoyed it, please subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us an outstanding review. Until next time.